This podcast may contain subjects or topics that may be offensive or insensitive in nature. All subjects of coarse language and stories should be considered as banter, and therefore this podcast should not be listened to. If you hear something that you don't like, feel free to turn this podcast off and go about your day.
If I seen like a pretty girl, I would go up to her and talk to her like straight away, like no questions asked, nothing.
Yeah.
And it was just like that, like mentality where it's like, I don't really care. Like what the fuck? Like, who the fuck cares what anybody thinks? I'm gonna just do this because I want to. This is what I want to. You see? And I feel like as you get older, especially after you turn, like after high school, and maybe this might be as a result of the pandemic, of being like so much indoors that you now has lost your social aspect of it, just social awareness, right? And you start thinking like, oh, what are other people gonna think if I do this, right? What are other people gonna think if I go up to a girl in the restaurant and I'm like, or like not in a restaurant, like at a cafe and introduce myself and I'm like, hey, how you doing? You know, think you're pretty and stuff. You know, I'm trying to get to know you. And
I don't think that's you lacking social skills. I think that's you developing insecurities.
right, but do you think that if you develop those insecurities it's because of the pandemic?
That's part of it, but that wouldn't be a main thing.
I would say. But the thing is, right, like when you, right, developing insecurities, that's a good point. Developing insecurities. And when you, at least I feel like when I was younger, I didn't have like those type of insecurities. Like I didn't care. Like at that time, like I barely worked. I was like on my workout journey. Like I started working out. Like I was 15, bro.
Alright, so that's the mic.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Can you hear yourself?
No, I don't think so. No.
No?
I don't think so.
You are 4. Okay.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Wait,
Testing.
that's why. Hold on. Try now.
Gang. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Now I can hear myself. Gang.
Alright.
Be a rapper, trapper, snapper, never lacker.
Alright, some of them I want.
Some of them. I'm becoming a rapper right here. Oh, this reminds me of like when you rapping and you're in the studio with it. I know they got a studio right there too, right?
Yeah, there's
like
another
professional studio.
professional studio.
Yo, and like they got the whole editing equipment, everything like that.
I have no idea.
Yo, that's fire. If they got that, man.
But this is a very community-based thing. Like as long as you live in Brooklyn, that's pretty much it.
You
And
come
take
here.
the classes.
Yeah, yo, this shit is fire, bro. No, yo, shouts out to Brick.
Shout out to Brick, man.
No funny, bro. Shouts out to Brick.
Hey, no, yeah, people don't know where we are. This is not my own setup. This is a community setup that I just use and bring people over.
Hell yeah, bro. But that's for the
Come a
meantime.
little
And
closer so I can. There we go.
that's for the meanwhile. Oh, let me see this shit. Let me see this. But like this, maybe there we go. Nah, but that's for the meantime, and as you know, as we build up and we get our audience up, we get our money up, because then obviously I expect you to have your own setup, right?
Eventually, I'm gonna start flying people over to my place just to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And fly them back home. Yeah. Have a good day.
That's fire. You see that? Yeah, that type of time, and you see.
It's the vision, man.
Hell yeah.
You're literally confined by your own beliefs, right?
Right.
That's something I learned when I was growing up in the hood.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest problem is not like the stabbings or shootings. It's the fact that nobody really believes they can get out of it.
They get out the hood?
Yeah. Like the mindset there, it's not productive.
Is it like, oh, they think like I was born in the hood, so I'm gonna stay in the hood because I'm a worthless, piece of shit. I was not born with anything, so I will leave this earth with nothing as well.
It depends.
Like that, you think?
They don't say it out loud, but the way they think it's to get out of this, it's a lot of work. Like it's hard for me to get out of this, or almost impossible.
I won't say impossible, but yeah,
it's not impossible, but it's just the way they think, right?
It's
like,
difficult, but yeah, with a certain mindset.
Like even me, like I had one of my best friends when I was younger is from the hood, and when I was getting out of it, I was trying to push him to get out of it, but he couldn't see his own potential. The man is a hard worker. He's not the smartest, but he's one of the hardest working people I know of.
You got a foundation there.
Mm-hmm.
You got the hard work, and yeah,
and you don't need to be smart to be successful. It helps.
Not entirely, but
you don't need it.
Yeah, that's right. There's a whole bunch of different qualities. Even if you're smart, if you don't have the other qualities, you won't make it far.
Yeah, hard work is bare minimum to be successful.
Oh, definitely.
I think other things including like charisma, self-development, the way you see life.
Like mindset, like perspective on
Definitely
your
mindset
life.
perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have fixed mindsets, and that bothers me, man.
Right. Like fixed mindset is like to think like, oh, I can't really, even if I try my hardest, I can't do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they have that word can't. But really can't is just the word can with a little T in the end. So it's like, it's always worth a try. They always say, give yourself a chance. Always give yourself a chance to do anything. They always say you can do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it.
Exactly. Well, if you take that idea and we put it into game, it's like asking a girl out, right? Or like talking out someone who you find attractive.
Right.
If you
right,
already
right.
tell yourself you can't do it, guess what? You can't do it.
Exactly.
But if you
exactly.
but you
yeah.
tell yourself you can do it, you can't do it.
Right. It's like you're too much in your head. You're thinking about it and you're like, oh, what if this happens, this happens, this happens? And you just keep like overanalyzing. What is it called? Analysis paralysis?
Yeah, now it's
Right?
paralysis.
Yeah. And it's like, if you just like got rid of that and started having a more, I guess you could say optimistic mindset about like, oh yeah, I could achieve this, if I try to, or if I did certain things to improve myself, and then I feel like this would be like attainable, then yeah, of course,
Yeah.
see?
It all strives back to confidence. What I realize is there are different types of confidence in this world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this materialistic confidence that can be instantaneous to get. Like you get a fresh cut, get to put on a nice suit.
Yeah.
Instant confidence.
Right,
But that's on a
right.
superficial level.
Yeah, exactly.
This confidence comes from skill sets. Like if you spend years and years developing a skill set,
Right.
you're gonna be super confident in that skill.
Right.
And then another form of confidence that I have the most amount is confidence within yourself.
Yes.
That you believe like no matter what happens, you'll get it.
That internal confidence. Or you say just belief in who you are?
Yeah. Like you believe in yourself as a fundamental person. Right? Let's say for example, me, right? When I
Yeah.
dropped out of college,
Right.
I wasn't less confident. If anything, I was more confident. Because
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't for me. Right? Granted, I'm going back now because I needed to be a pilot. But if I don't need it, I'll opt out of it because I know it's not for me. Even like in any industry I jump in, I know I can able to put in the work and develop myself to the point where I can adapt to the situation, and excel.
Huh. So like regardless if you went to college or not, you still had that trust in yourself
Yeah.
that whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna be successful at doing.
When I graduated high school, I told my folks straight up I did not want to go to college. I'd rather work. Because I knew I was not a school person. I
Yeah.
know I'm not a school person. I
Uh.
hate sitting in the classroom listening to a professor talk about stuff I can read online. To me,
That's a
that's
good
like
point.
the ultimate waste of time.
Right.
Like it's good to like network, make friends, develop some social skills. Like you meet a lot of new people because you're in this bubble.
Right.
But honestly, I don't learn much. I learn more on my own. I learn more when I'm out in the field doing stuff.
Right. Experiencing these things.
And granted, some fields you really do need that level of high education. I'm talking about in general undergrad. Undergrad, you generally do not learn anything useful.
Huh.
That's my opinion.
Okay. I mean, so going back to this trust in yourself, then
Mhm.
how would you develop that trust in yourself? How or is that something like you're born with, or is that something like that's like fixed to your mindset, or how is it that you come about to saying like, oh,
It's a little bit of
whatever I
both.
do, yeah.
I believe every child has that innately. Like when we're all born, we just do whatever we want. The first thought, the first impulse comes to mind.
Right.
But as we develop and we listen to people around us, the naysayers, that's when people start developing this anxiety, this analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
But what I come to realize is if you figure out your traumas and you don't seek external validation and you seek internal validation, you don't really need anybody's approval to be happy in life. Like the way I think of it, everything I do is for two people in my life. The
Yeah.
5-year-old me and the 80-year-old me. Everybody else is arbitrary. This includes my mother, my father, my siblings, like my closest friends. Even when I have children.
Yeah.
Well, this is my current mindset. Even when I have children, my wife, that doesn't matter. I want to make those two people proud. And I don't want to live a life where I'm like, shit, I should have done this or I should have done
Right.
that. Right? Instead, I want to live a life like, this is what I did.
Yeah.
Right? Even though it was scary, which it is.
Nice.
And I would shit myself a couple of times jumping in, but I still jump in and still shit myself.
All right.
But I'm glad I took that step, the initiative to put myself in that situation where I had no choice but to grow. It's also, I would say, getting out of your comfort zone. I would use swimming as the best example. Exactly a month ago, I could not swim. I could not float.
Yeah. No way.
I've been going every single day, well, about 25 days to now, so that's almost
All
every single
right.
day.
Last podcast you said that right after you was gonna go to the pool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
it was
that.
closed, which is unfortunate.
The
but
YMCA. Oh,
I just
yeah,
I just
yeah.
came back from the pool today.
Oh yeah.
Before this, I was
Oh,
swimming.
Shit. Oh.
Right now, I know how to float decently. Now I'm just practicing my breaststroke, learning how to breathe.
Okay.
But-
yeah.
When I first started, I did not have no confidence within myself because I was panicking.
Yeah.
But over
shit.
exposure, over that time of exposure, constantly going back there, because I know I want this, and I know I'm going to make it happen no matter what the cost. I've developed that level of confidence within myself. And you overhurting one of your biggest fears, that will make you a better man.
Mhm.
My biggest fear before this was drowning.
Grounding.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I almost drowned in the beach, and that trauma stuck with me. Now I'm actively dealing with that face to face.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, so you're saying that to build that confidence is to face all your traumas and all your fears head
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Face it head on.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say if like you're scared or if you don't want to and you live your life not doing that?
That you would never grow.
You'll never grow.
You always have a choice. You don't have to deal with your traumas.
That's the thing. You don't have to, right? Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to do anything in life.
life. Right.
To put it bluntly, you don't have to even live this life, right? As fucked up as that may sound, but you always have the choice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
For example, why did you start going to the gym?
In reality, it's a funny story actually. So one time, back in when I was in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
I used to have this shirt, and mind you, in middle school, I was a skinny kid, like when I was like younger, but like I would say like when I was like elementary school. Once I got to middle school, I started eating a lot. I would buy a sandwich from after school every day. Like every day, I'll get like a chicken cutlet with bacon on it, like extra shits, always,
Mm-hmm.
every day. And I got to a point where I got mad fat.
You got okay.
Like I was chubby. Like I have pictures of me like fat.
How much was your at your peak weight? How much was it?
Like I was probably, because I wasn't that tall either. At
Mhm.
that time, I was probably like 5'6".
Okay,
I was probably weighing like 160.
that's my weight.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's like at your height.
Mhm.
At that height, 5'6", it like equates to like you're looking fat.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like 160 of pure fat, not 160 of muscle.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
That's different, you see? So 2 times, I remember this first time that I would wear this one shirt that it was basically like, Hulk, right? Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
It had Hulk on it, right? But like the design was that the shirt was ripping and then you could see his abs and his chest like on it, right? But it was just a shirt, like
Yeah.
the design on it, right? And this one girl, I remember, she was just my classmate. Like, she grabbed my stomach one time. Like, she just grabbed it out of nowhere. And she's like, oh, but I don't see that you got no six-pack, though. And yeah, I'm like, damn, why you gotta do me like that?
You took that personally.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, why you gotta do me like that? Like,
Mhm.
damn. And like, damn, she got a point, though. Because I got a stomach at that time. And then the other times, well, it'll be me and my friends. And, me and my friends, we always doing dumb shit, right? So most times than not, we end up like running away from something. Like either there's someone from the store, or, I don't know. I don't want to get into too much detail, but we just end up running from something, right? We were kids. And every time we ran, I was either the first one to stop running because I was gassed out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was always the last, like all the way in the back. Well, everybody else was faster than me, and everybody else could like last longer running. So there was this one time I actually got caught because one of my friends stole some chips from the store, and the deli owner came out, and he's like, oh, he caught up to me. He's like, yo, he's stealing. And I'm like, nah, that wasn't me. It was my friend. We had to do like, so I had to come up with a whole story right there, and I'm like, I was a little kid. I looked so little, like just like a baby at the time. He just let me go. He's like, fuck that shit. It's only $1 chips,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, see, things like that, like I don't want to be getting caught and that was because of my inability. I wasn't fit. I was unhealthy. So I remember during this time, every day, and that was my thing, that I just wanted abs. Like I didn't care about anything else. I just wanted abs. That's all I wanted, right? So every day after school, I had like a schedule, like at 7:40 or sometime like that, 7:40 p.m. I would always do like 20-minute ab workouts, and I would just do like abs. I'd do like hundreds of reps. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time, but I would do like sit-ups and leg lifts and like bicycle crunches for like, and then like flutter kicks for like 100 reps each. You see?
Damn.
Yeah, like 100 reps each of them. And I actually did develop a six-pack, bro. I did really got it, bro. I really got it because by the time I got to high school, I slimmed down a lot. Like I started riding my bike a lot, slimmed down a lot. So I grew taller, but I stayed the same weight. And then I started to burn more fat, but I started to gain more muscle. And that's when I started football as a freshman. So when I actually had played football in middle school as well. And that's what really like piqued my interest in football. So I'm like, oh, when I join high school, I'm gonna play football as well. And I joined football in high school as well. And that's when I really was taking. That's when I started taking, working out seriously. Like at 14, I was like, oh, this is for me. I enjoy doing this. And at the time, I didn't really see like so much of the benefits from it. I just figured it was fun, and I just like doing it.
You enjoy it. You feel good.
Yeah, I just feel good. Like I didn't even care about I was gonna get bigger or I was gonna be stronger. I just like enjoyed doing it, right? And just enjoyed working out. Like genuinely enjoyed working out. And by the time I was like 17, bro, I had a crazy body, bro. Like shit, bro. Like nigga, my ass was crazy at the time. And I was super shredded, bro. Shredded. And nigga, that time, bro, I hit 225 on bench press.
Nice.
Yeah, bro, in high school. And I was like, damn.
That's impressive. As a 17-year-old, 225.
Bro, and I was like, what? I was still the same weight, like 160.
That's even more impressive.
Yeah, bro. I was like, man, I was working, bro. I still got that video of me in the weight training room. I had the 70s for 9 reps. And I remember the 70s. Did you take weight training?
I did for one semester, but that was before I got into working out.
Oh, shit, bro. Bro, I mean, yeah, bro. In the weight training class, I would be the only one, like, working out. Because it was 9 a.m., like, second period. So everybody was, like, lazy shit. But I would be the only one to always be every day in and out consistently. I was ready. Like, I didn't take days off. Like, I would not, like, some of the kids, right? Actually, other kids from the football team that would be there too in that same class, they would like sometimes come in their jeans so they don't work out and do this and that, just fool around in the back, playing music, just fooling around.
Yeah.
Me, no, bro. I would always every day be on my shorts and shirt, working out, bro. And at that time, I had already hit a workout at 5 a.m. So like now this time I'm just fooling around, and that's how I really developed those abs crazy because I figured I'll just do like general stuff at my 5 a.m. workout, and then in my weight training class, and just do abs the whole time. And then most of the times I still do other things like bench press, squat.
Working out twice a day.
Exactly. And then that's something my gains. And actually it was 3 times a day because then I had football practice afterwards. That's when I'll be done, like cooked. Like my legs, bro, like, oh my God. I remember those days, bro. It's like, I don't know if you remember these 2 twins that, I don't know if they were twins, but they were brothers. But they were like the most brolic. I forgot his name, bro. But they were mad, bro. I think one of them, his name was Jonathan.
White dudes, right?
Yeah, you remember?
Curly hair. Yeah, it's what's his name? Jonathan and Daniel.
Daniel, yeah. Both of them, bro. They were like I looked up to them because they were putting up big numbers. I remember Daniel had like box squats of like 5 plates, some shit like that. Squats.
Damn.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. They was doing like 400 pounds. Jonathan too, he was doing like 500-pound deadlifts at the time.
Yeah, I always thought they were cool. They were in my music video too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. You see, nigga, that's it. Small circle, but no, small world, me. But you see, like that just goes to show like about the process of like if you like working out, like you're gonna find time for it, right? And that's what I did, bro. And I always did it. And then like, look, I went from this when I was on the fitness training, the fitness pacer test.
Yes.
I would always be the top of my class in high school. And when I was in middle school, it was a complete different story.
Oh,
Because you know how we had to do the laps?
yeah.
I would get like, I remember this one time, bro, I got 13 laps.
Damn, that's tough.
13 laps, bro. That's like failing. That's just bad. Like, that's unhealthy. Like, that's bad. And I was a kid, bro. And like from that time, I'm like, nah, bro, I can't let this happen, right? Because I was finishing with the girls. Like, nothing against the girls, but like that's like a girl score. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm a guy, I gotta have at least more like 20 or something.
As a man, you hold yourself to a different standard in terms of physical capabilities.
Exactly. And then I just felt bad for myself. I'm like, wow.
It's good that you felt bad. It's actually a great thing that you felt like shit in that moment.
Hell yeah, bro. If I didn't feel like shit, if I just like passed it on and just be like, I don't really care, who knows where I would have been right now. And then guess what? Senior year, high school, we took the pacer test, right? We did laps. And believe it or not, bro, I was the final one running, bro.
I believe that.
Last one, bro. I hit like, I think it was like 80 laps.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, at that time, yeah, because I used to ride my bike to school every day too. So my cardio was crazy, intense. It was like 30-minute bike ride every day. And you see, like through that, like I did 80 laps, bro, and everybody in the gym started just clapping. I'm like, oh shit. And like I still had more in the tank. But the professor, he was like, oh, just stop. Because, like, there's no point. Like,
why?
I mean, because I had already got a winning score. Like, I passed, like, A+ already, right? And then it was, like, just for time's sake, I guess.
Fair enough. Okay.
So, but it was the last one. Like, everybody else stopped at, like, 72, 73, and I was, like, still going for 80.
I don't like professors like that. They cap you. But go
on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I understood it, too, so I stopped. I'm like, all right. I'm gonna just stop, you know. I don't even want to be showing off or anything like that.
Just do a backflip casually while you walk back.
Yo, but yeah, you see, so that just goes to show, bro, the difference. And I feel like that tied in directly to the level of confidence that I developed.
But you see how when you first started, you did not want to do that, right? Like you had immense level of fear.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you were just sick and tired of looking at yourself a certain way, so you took the initiative to better yourself.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's most people who go to the gym consistently. That's the mindset. For example, me.
Yeah.
25 pounds ago, I was always self-conscious being skinny. So I would look at myself and be like, God damn, I'm too damn skinny. Like I was still fit. I had a 4-pack, right?
Yeah.
I had come from a construction background, so like throughout my entire years of high school, I was working construction all 4 years.
Yeah, work strength.
Yeah, I have like farmer strength, right?
Yeah, that farmer strength.
But I don't look like I have that level of strength.
Nah,
like,
yeah.
Like people couldn't tell I'm strong until they like shake my hand or like give me a dabs. But eventually, I looked at myself like, yo, I'm sick and tired of looking like a skinny bitch. Verbatim to my own face.
Right.
So every day, I would go to the gym. I signed up for a gym membership. I remember the first couple months was annoying because I didn't have a consistent routine yet. So I was just going random, like sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon.
Okay.
But eventually, I figured that I want this to be a main thing in my life because I started taking pictures. I saw progress. So month 2, like I saw all my weights going up. Like when I first started, I can barely bench 95 for a set of 3.
Right.
My max squat was maybe 135 for 1 rep.
Wow.
No deadlift.
Yeah.
No deadlift whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right. But once I started doing it more and more, I realized that, okay, 5 a.m. is the best time when the gym opens, when nobody's at the gym. So I don't have to wait 20 minutes for a machine.
So, yeah.
Fuck that. And now, where the point I'm at, I haven't tested out my maxes yet, but last time I tested it, max bench, 225, max squat, 295, max deadlift, 275.
Really? What?
Yeah, and that's after a year and a half of work.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just...
Bro, congrats, bro. Shit.
Thank you, brother. And I'm 160, 5'7".
What?
Yeah, bro. So for me, I don't weigh that much relative to people who actually pull that level of weight.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Nah, that's almost 3 plate squats, bro. That's impressive.
Yeah, my squat is bigger than my deadlift. I can't tell you why. I think it's probably construction.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things
Legs.
is like form. Like you have to like use your quads more than your back.
Right.
For like safety. But now I'm at the point where I'm training even harder. Now I'm training 2 or 3 times a day, depending on the day.
Wow.
Because I want to be a part of the most elite group within the military. So pretty much a Navy SEAL equivalent
Right.
in the Air
Yeah,
Force,
yeah.
right? And just to qualify, you have to meet a certain level of expectations,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to not qualify because I'm not physically capable. So now in the mornings, running in the morning, 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, 10 pull-ups every single day, or at least when I'm not sore. Swimming in the afternoon, weightlifting at night.
So, it's a crazy routine, bro.
Yeah, bro, I
Shit.
pretty much a full-time job working out,
Yeah.
right?
Right. That's the thing, bro. I swear, bro. If people had more time, right, like, cause you obviously have to like probably work. You got like a job on the side, type of thing, and then school, and then other like responsibilities. It really takes away from the time that you could just dedicate to yourself and your body.
But bro, that's an excuse. If you
Uh,
really crave something, you'll make time.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a fact. I mean, that's a fact.
When I was working real estate full time, I'll wake up at 4:30 to hit the gym.
Right. Yeah.
By the time I'll come back home at 7 o'clock. By the time I'm having my second breakfast, most people are waking up.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm
Yeah.
also going to bed at 8:30 every single day.
That's that mental edge.
Yeah. Because think about it this way. Imagine like by the time most people wake up, you already got probably one of the most most physically taxing thing of your day done.
Done, right? Yeah.
And everything else becomes a breeze. It's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You get this thing done, cool. That done, that done, that done. Just slowly builds up that momentum. You get more and more and more done. But when we all start working out, everybody starts for superficial reasons.
Yeah.
But we stay for the discipline.
Yeah.
We stay for
Yeah, bro.
we stay for the discipline. We stay for the consistency. We stay for the mental growth.
Hell yeah.
And it's
bro.
good to start for superficial reasons.
Yeah, bro, for sure. I mean,
That's how you start, may that be how you start.
right.
Because at least you start.
At least you started, exactly.
Yeah, I've talked to people where they're like, "Oh, I should." They tell me, "Oh, I should do this. I should do that." And I tell them like, "Dude, I'll train you. I won't even charge you. Like, I'll just you come with me, train with me at 5 in the morning. I'll tell you I'll give you my routine. I'll work in nutrition with you. I want to see people. I want to see
Do better.
fitness as like a norm in society.
It should be, because it always was. It always was. And I feel like recently it's been, I'm not going to say like shunned on, but I feel like recently it hasn't been as promoted as much because, like, I guess you can say children from a young age, they have more, their gym classes were more, I guess you can say, sophisticated or more, would you say, people took it more seriously. The gym classes.
You would say it's from starting from school.
Right.
Now school doesn't really promote physical fitness.
I mean, I would say, since from what I've seen, like when I was in high school, many people, they didn't take like those tests very seriously. Those tests that
Yeah.
I was talking about, and you know that too, right? They
I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, you see, so it's like at that time, I mean, I don't blame you, right? Because it's like, why would you? Unless you understand why. I didn't really understand why. I had a partial understanding as to why I want to perform my best in these physical tests, but it wasn't like, oh, it's because I want to be a disciplined person. It's because this is the best for me. Like, I didn't understand that to that high level, and because it build my confidence too. I just like being like number one at things. That's just me, bro.
That's
So,
good. You look competitive.
yeah, bro. Like that's exactly. I like being competitive. That's number one, and that's the thing, bro. I will always, when we had those tests, the professor will always tell me to show the students how to do it properly. How to properly do a sit-up. Be like, Kevin, come over here. Show them how it's done.
That really
And be
boosts
like,
your confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. You see, that's how you start building your confidence. Be like, yo, do a push-up right here. Show them how it's done. Be like, all right. You know what I mean? And everybody's like, oh, my son got it. But you see, like that like working out and like developing yourself in that way, physically, that's how you develop this level of internal confidence, I would say. Because it's something where you've noticed yourself achieving certain things and you've noticed your progress, you've noticed your development, and you know that now you're in a better place. And that, I would say, helps your mindset. It helps you be more positive about yourself. It like boosts your self-esteem. You feel better about yourself. You're like, wow, I've really done this. Like, you look back and you see your achievements. You're like, wow, I really did that. I can't believe that, but I really stayed consistent. I really did that. And that is what boosts your confidence, I would say.
I agree.
boost your self-esteem, right?
It's all internal too.
Yeah.
You can't buy a six pack.
Of course.
You can never buy
Imagine.
that level of discipline. Like even if you do, it's compared to like a real one.
Like flat belly tea.
There are people like I think I saw someone online like they actually like had a surgery where they actually like fucking did like fake muscles and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You know.
Nah, people,
It's like plastic surgery almost.
it
It is
pretty-
plastic
it
surgery.
is, yeah.
Oh, it's not. No,
Like,
that's a whole different topic.
Do me a favor, like when you talk, try and move like position. You can move the mic however you want, right?
Yeah.
So like, just talk directly to here.
Oh, on it.
So
okay.
like if you talk like this, you
Yeah.
will literally pick up the audio.
Oh, okay,
You
my
see what I
fault.
mean?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
good. You're good. Just want to make that clear. But yeah, like I find people who aren't comfortable with their bodies and go to plastic surgery. That's not
Mm-mm.
that's not
That's
kosher.
that. No,
Let me
that's
phrase that.
that's
That's not
cheat.
sexy.
Yeah, that's one thing. Obviously, it's not attractive. Another thing, it's a cheat code. It's a shortcut,
Mhm.
and ultimately, you will not end up feeling good for yourself
You
because
feel
you
worse.
know exactly. You know, like I just met on my phone. You know, you did not achieve that the way you know you're supposed to.
You can move this how you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you used a shortcut to achieve what you wanted. Like you wanted the end goal. There was two ways to do it: the hard way, the way that you know is gonna require discipline,
the proper way.
the proper way, and then there's a way where you can cheat it. You could cheat the system, but reality, you're only cheating yourself because you're not getting the benefits of this other way, which is the discipline, the hard work, the mindset, the boost of confidence, all of that. And if you cheat yourself through it, there's nothing good on the other side. Yes, maybe, like for example, right? Professors always say this all the time. You can cheat on the test all you want, but when it comes to actually knowing the material and you don't know it, that's your fault. You know, you might have gotten 100 on the test, but what does that matter if you don't know the subject? You cheated against a person that actually studied, that actually tried to learn the subject.
I worked hard for it.
And worked hard, yeah, put in the hours, put in the effort to learn that. And when they do good in the test, it's actually because they know it. That is much more valuable than for someone that just cheated. You see? And that's where the confidence part plays a role as well. It helps you because you know that you took the hard route. You took the route that, the proper route. And then you look back on that and you're like, wow, I really did this. You feel good about yourself.
Yeah, because you took the time to do something that you couldn't do at first.
Yeah.
And then in that process of building that skill or learning that technique or doing whatever to build yourself, you're like, okay, if this is what I can do, what else can I do?
Oh, yeah. And then we get into other things, right?
Your mind starts becoming more open. Like,
Yes.
for example, I would never thought I would. Like, if you asked me a year ago what I would be doing, I would be telling you I'll be closing more real estate deals, right? I would never tell you what I'm doing right now,
Yes.
right? But I've always wanted to be a pilot. Right now, I've always wanted to fly a fighter jet,
Yeah.
right? But I realized the civilian could never do it, so might as well do it. And I'm still young. Like,
Yes.
jump in.
Jump into it.
What
yeah.
what is there to lose? Well, I can lose my life, but I think it's worth it.
It's worth the risk.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like that's how badly I want it. It's always been a dream of mine to fly a fighter jet and do barrel rolls and just do some sexy maneuvers in 3 dimensions.
You know what though? Talking about that you mentioned that you're like almost, well, I guess you say you're willing to die for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you do have to have that mindset as to you're willing to put all you're going to do all it takes to get to your achievement, to get to your goal. You see, I was just reading a book with David Goggins. What was it? Never Finished,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's called. Never Finished the part 2 from Can't Hurt Me. And he was just talking about how he was doing his Moab 240. So he was doing 240 miles.
Oh,
Marathon. Yo, that is
the
insane.
24-hour with like relay, but he did it all himself.
Yeah, no, that's another one. I
Another
think that one was less miles, but this one, I believe he said it was like 110 hours. You have 110 hours to complete 240 miles. And like you can take breaks, like you can nap or sleep and eat and all of that. And he chose like the hardest route. But he mentions, though, I bring this up because when he was running, he got to a point, I think he was like up to like 200 miles.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, like his body was breaking down. He was having so much like breathing issues. It was also related to the altitude of the actual course and a whole lot of different factors. But in his mind, he will always keep remembering about this one guy when he was in Navy SEALs training, going through Hell Week, and he was talking about this one guy who had a similar, I guess you can say, disease in his lungs. Right? He had a similar disease in his lungs that really prevented him from performing his best in these swimming drills that they were doing in Hell's Week, right? And obviously Hell's Week is Hell's Week for a reason. It's no bullshit. You barely sleep, hard regimen of working out. Your nutrition is probably not as good as it could be. Things like that.
You're pushing your body to the absolute max.
Yeah, to the absolute maximum.
Actually, beyond that max, the absolute max.
Yeah, you're testing your limits, and even you're pushing your limits. And this guy that he talks about pushed his limits so much that there was this one drilling. There was this, like, he can notice, he saw in his eyes that he was willing to do anything for it. He was willing to die to become a Navy SEAL. And he actually, there was this drill, this swimming drill that they were doing. He ended up actually dying from it.
Damn.
Yeah, he died from it. He took it to that extreme where he actually died from it. And David Goggins will always remember that guy and respect the hell out of this guy because he really lived to it. He was willing. He didn't just say, like, superficially, like, oh, yeah, I'm willing to die for it. He really meant it. Like, I was willing to die for this. Like, this is something I want so badly. I will die for this. And he actually ended up dying. It's sorry to say, but it just goes to show that if you have these type of mindsets, there's nothing that can stop you. And I'm sure, I mean, I never knew the guy or anything, but if he had another chance to do it, pretty sure he will do it again, right?
Yeah,
he will take it to his limit. You see what I mean?
Immeasurable amounts of respect to that. Because that's the thing, like, you believe something so much that you're willing to sacrifice everything for it.
Hell yeah.
And that shows a fundamental principle of character.
Exactly.
And that's what we lack today. Like, a lot of people today, like, their word is cheaper than coffee.
No, yes. They don't stand by nothing. They have no value. They say one thing, they go do another thing.
There's no integrity anymore.
Integrity. You know, they call me integrity workouts for a reason. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, honestly, it just... My belief is that if you don't initially don't have integrity and you go on this world and you teach people or you train people, it's just going to create a cycle.
Right.
And majority of people don't even understand why they, like, do the things they do. Right? You can say it's social media. You can say it's X, Y, Z. But at the end of the day, it's how you view yourself and how you deal with your... I'm going to talk a lot about trauma on my podcast.
Yes.
It's how you deal with your trauma.
Oh, yes.
If you never develop from your trauma, how can you develop other people? I just picked up the book that I literally just randomly read it in Target, but I had to buy it after, like, reading like 20 pages. The children of emotionally unavailable parents.
The children of unemotionally available parents?
The children of the adult children of emotionally unavailable parents.
Huh.
And it talks about how when your parents aren't emotionally mature enough to give you things like validation, attention, and constantly make you a better person, would probably raise you like the right way.
Yeah.
You develop these habits or these needs and these traumas that make you do certain things in a very negative aspect. For example, let's say two people are in a relationship, right? And I notice this is a very common thing nowadays. So a lot of the time when your parents don't give you attention as a kid, you have one of two reactions. First one, you crave it from everybody. Like, as an adult, like, you constantly need the validation, attention, and you will people please the shit out of everybody.
Right.
And the second one is the avoidant type of personality, where you internalize that idea, like, where you're like, oh, okay, I don't need that attention. I don't need external validation. And you self-isolate a lot.
So that's like the other aspect. That's the other.
The other extreme.
The other. Yeah,
but that's the
other side
result of
spectrum.
what happens where that happens. That's a very common result.
Oh,
And the funny thing is, these two people
Yeah.
usually are a great pair.
Really?
Yeah. I had a relationship where it was exactly like that. I didn't comprehend it until afterwards. I'm like, God damn. But it makes sense. Like, the way we trauma bonded a lot. But our reaction trauma is completely different. She was
Yes.
very people pleasing. I did not give a singular fuck.
Oh, okay.
And somehow we matched perfectly in terms of our trauma.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like opposites attract almost type of thing.
Not really opposites attract because it all stems from an origin.
Right.
So it's like, if you want to think of a certain way, it's like the color wheel, right? Red, and then red, orange, red, yellow, red, orange, and red, yellow. They're extremes, but they all stem from the same thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Wow.
Yeah, and most of the time, people don't understand that. And the thing is, she herself, she had a degree in psychology and everything too. So we
Hmm.
talked a lot about this. Like
Oh,
we like I was getting
bonded
more and
on
more
that?
interested in
Okay.
psychology, and we constantly like we had when we watched Squid Games, we analyzed every single episode like to the fucking T.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we didn't care about like the killings. The killing
Yeah.
stuff were cool, but like the psychology behind it was like like for us was the interesting part.
Interesting, but
Yeah.
and then you guys bonded over that. Yo, that's nice. You see, that's the type of relationship. I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like that would be something good. That was something good between you and that person. That you could relate on something like that, and actually have that interest besides like superficial interest. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, like for me, like I wasn't really attracted to her physically, but her mind was like something that I was like fascinated with.
Yeah. And you see that I would feel like those type of relationships would be the ones that last, and that actually get somewhere.
Yeah,
That you guys help each other.
I would say it's the right person but wrong time. Like
Mm.
it's I was too immature for the relationship. I'll be frank, I was too immature at the time, and she didn't have the level of confidence that she needed to have.
Oh shit. Damn. I'd
Yeah.
be like that.
She knows who she is. I don't know if she listens to this podcast, but she knows who she is. Like sometimes I call her just like, just hope that she does
Say
well in
what's
this
up,
life.
yeah.
I want her to do well in this life. Like
That's good,
even
man.
if like we go to like separate parts of the earth. I'm like, yo man, I hope you do well. Like
You
you're a
hope you do
great
well.
person. Like there's a lot of fucked up things that happen to you, but you took the time to analyze those fucked up things, and you don't blame the world for it, nor do you blame yourself. You're actively working on it,
Right.
and that's like a deep level of respect because not everybody can understand that. A lot of people, fucking Christ, a lot of people just point fingers.
Yes.
There's no level of accountability anymore. Let's say, for example, you're attracting a lot of toxic people in your life. Maybe you're the problem. Ever thought about that? Maybe you carry yourself a certain way where only toxic people are attracted to you, and emotionally available and healthy people don't want to deal with your bullshit.
I mean, you know what they say. You are what you attract.
Law of
Right? And
attraction.
that's the law of attraction. So, if you were thinking of that, maybe you have to just look at yourself first and
Mhm.
see what it is that's really going on. You can't just go out and assuming that, oh, everybody else is bad
Yeah.
or everybody else is wrong. And that's the thing, right? People have like these closed perspectives. They don't want to look at the bigger picture. And it's good to have like
Yeah.
a mindset where you look at the bigger picture.
I think it's more a sign of a maturity piece.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why I believe it
maturity.
is, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like I am not seeking a relationship anymore with anybody. Like because as of right now, my purpose and my life mission is so important to me that if you're gonna come into my life, give me headaches, I respectfully open the door for you and tell you to leave.
Right.
Right? No hard feelings. And if you get offended, that's not my problem. That's your problem. But at one point in my life, I was craving that level of. I'll be frank. I was craving that level of attention, validation, sex, even that basic level of companionship.
Right.
But what I was getting, because I was constantly seeking out, was probably I wouldn't say the bottom of the barrel, but very toxic things.
Yeah.
Like very superficial things. Like they're absolutely beautiful peoples. But scrape that beauty aside, there's nothing else besides that. And there are plenty of beautiful people on this planet.
Oh yes.
But
Sure.
there's so few beautiful, smart people who understand themselves.
That's the thing, right? It's like, how can you distinguish? I mean, honestly, I've noticed people who say they may be attractive, like they will be considered an attractive person.
Mm-hmm.
And the next part, I would say, the most important part, is that still recording?
I don't know.
Did it turn off?
I have no idea. Hold on. It's a way to check.
Yep, it turned off. That's annoying.
Oh, damn. Like the camera?
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Maybe you ran out of storage, no?
No, it's saves the storage on my.
Oh, so the storage is not a issue?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, probably that would, yeah.
Fingers. The line's not long. It's short like me.
Oh,
damn.
Who's that?
I befriended her. She and her husband are looking for a house. We were talking about like the way how to raise kids and stuff. We really got into it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a long story. I was bored.
Oh, are you trying to mac?
No. No, she's chill. She's super chill. Like we talk. I think we spent like a good portion talk about like. I told her I was doing a lot of shade to education systems.
Yes.
I don't believe in education systems. I believe in education, but
Education,
not.
having
I don't believe in school.
school.
Hold on, let's do that. And yeah, I don't believe in school.
We're back.
School isn't a place for smart people.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Sanchez.
Huh, would you say people that do good in school do good in life?
I think it depends.
It depends on
It
how,
depends.
on the reason you're doing good in school, you say?
Like if you're a Harvard graduate, 4.0 GPA, chances are you will be quite successful in this lifetime, right? But I don't think everybody is gonna be like that because I can't explain it. But in high school, I was friends with a lot of smart people, right? I was naturally gifted in intellect, so I'm like it's sometimes like I talk to people, I want to kill myself because you don't have anything interesting. But if you have some like a brain, I will prefer talking to you.
Yeah.
And I was like following up with some of them a couple months back, half a year ago, and it's just that their mindset hasn't evolved since they graduated. Like they're still in college, they're like double majoring, they're like have a phenomenal GPA, they're gonna be like quite successful, but like their mindset's still static.
Would you say it hasn't developed like in terms of maturity, or where has it not developed?
I would say definitely like a huge piece of maturity. That's one. And secondly, it's also they haven't been in the real world yet. They still are living in this bubble.
I see.
School is a bubble.
School is a bubble.
School is a massive bubble.
It's a simulation. Well, almost, but it's like a practice problem for the real world. But the practice problem, you ever got into a situation?
Isn't even a proper practice problem.
Yeah, when you're like, Professor, but this question wasn't on the test. And then the professor's like, but we did similar questions. But it was nothing like the questions we did. It's like,
School doesn't prepare you for the real world. It just prepares you to just come to a place on time consistently and just do the work that was assigned to you in an adequate amount of time with adequate amount of quality.
Right.
The important part of school, and that's the part people don't talk about. Like the reason why I decided to go to college was the network.
Oh.
The networking power of college is phenomenal, right? Other than that, I really don't see a reason to, unless your employer needs it. I remember in my freshman English class, it was this 131-year-old in my class, and I was just fascinated. So I approached him. I had a conversation with him. I asked him, like, what do you think about, the people around you, the mindset people around you?
Yes.
He looked me down and I was like, yo, these kids are stupid.
Yo.
He was going for an engineering degree simply because I think his boss was his CEO, wanted him to do that so he can get the next promotion.
Wow. And he went to all that?
In that situation, yes, go to college if you absolutely need it to boost yourself. But don't go to college if you think that's the right thing to do, or if or that's what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Because you have no incentive besides just doing it just to do it. It's like killing time.
Right. You're just killing time. You have to go with a purpose.
Yeah.
It has to be intentional.
Exactly.
Yes. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's shift gears. Let's talk about Like getting back to the confidence part, what would you say would be when you were at what time in your life were you most confident? Is that right now, or when was that? And how? Why would you say it was at that time? Like, what was the situation?
What do you say most confident? What do you mean?
Like, I could go first, then. I
Go
got
first.
like what I have. Okay, so I'll be like, my most confident times would have to be when I was. It was 2 times when I was graduating middle school,
Mm-hmm.
like that summer, and when I was graduating high school. Actually, I would say senior year of high school.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because I'll start with my middle school time. And middle school time, and I was talking a little bit about this, I had no hesitation to do whatever it is I wanted to do. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just who I was that I was not scared to do these things. Like, say if I saw a pretty girl around, like, I would go up to her and talk to her, no questions asked. Maybe I might get a little scared or a little intimidated, but I would still do it.
Yeah.
And like, I would not care who's around. I would not care if she's by herself or any of the situation. But I would still be there and I would still like do it. And I can't tell you the amount of times like those interactions have been successful. Like I've like, shit has happened from that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and mind you, I'm like what, 13, 14, like 14 years old, and I'm still like, I'm confident enough to go do these things. Nowadays, I feel like people put too much emphasis or too much of an importance as to like, oh, I'm going up to a person like cold approaching or something like that. Like I don't call like I don't think that's cold approaching. That's just starting a conversation.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you're making too much of a big deal out of it. I don't see much of a big deal out of it. If you're trying to get a girl's number and do it, why are you making a big deal out of it? Put it in your head, like figuring out the perfect line to say. Like just go find it, figure it out while you're talking to her. You see what I mean? That's my mindset. But people are scared to do that. They hesitate. And I had no level of hesitation at that time. Like I would just go straight up and just shoot my shot, do whatever I wanted to do, no questions asked. Maybe it was just because of who I was or the people I hanged out with or something along those lines. But that's where I would say I was super confident in everything. And in high school, and another thing actually, at that time, I noticed that when I was at my most confident times, like I would talk a lot. I would talk a lot. I would participate a lot in class, a lot, especially math class. But I would talk a lot. I would participate a lot, and even sometimes I raised my hand and I got the wrong answer. I did not care.
Who cares?
I was like, all right, I gave it a try, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the type of way. That's how I would say, once you stop caring about what other people think, you start progressing in life so much more.
I agree.
You see what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like the amount of development you achieve once you just stop caring about other people's opinions and just yourself, you're making it happen. And then in high school time, I would say that was another time I was super confident. But the reason being then was different because that time I had the achievements and I had the work and the shit that I put in. I had that mindset where nobody's like me. Nobody works as hard as me. Nobody works as hard as me. Like, this is who I am. I'm a hard worker, and I take it to a level of extreme. And that just brought me so much internal confidence that I was able to do anything I wanted. I would, and that translates to everything in life. If you want to get a job, if you want to get a girl, if you want to start a new hobby, a new skill, that's what really helps your confidence, you see. Being able to having that type of mindset.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, based on your frame of question, 2 things pop up to my mind. The high school yearbook graduation party. And that's preferences.
Oh, I remember that. That was in the middle?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the school?
That was us. That was me.
Wait, what? What you mean that was me?
Hold on, but before that was me and like my little ragtag gang of people just dancing to Indian music.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they had music there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't go to that, actually. That's where everybody was signing their yearbook, right?
I think so. I
Yeah.
I came after work. It was on a
Oh.
Saturday.
Wait, what?
I
Saturday was like during school day.
No, it was Saturday. So I was up at 6 in the morning working a job in Queens.
Holy shit.
Back then I had enough money to have a proper car. So literally I was working from 6, and the way my company was set up at the time is we did it based on job instead of based on hours.
Uh-huh.
So like once the job is finished, you get paid.
Oh,
Because
okay.
we were contractors. That's
Okay,
how we
yeah.
did things.
Right.
Right. So 6 in the morning, I was working till like 6 o'clock, and I didn't even check the time. I was like, "Hey, boss, it's 6 o'clock. Like I have this party I want to go to. Like last time I want to see these people. Let me go." He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Wow.
Go.
W boss.
Yeah. Got a haircut, showered. I came to the party at like 3 hours late.
Oh man.
Right, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, better late than never. You
Right.
know, gotta be fashionably late.
Fashionably late. Yo, but the thing that really got me is that as soon as I came in, 2 kids. One of them hated my guts for the entirety of the school year. The other one I was shit with were yelling my name. They're like, "Shang!" As soon as I got in, "Shang!" Yo, I'm like, say less. Hey! Yo, that day, I'll be frank, I didn't eat. I was starving by the end of the night. I was it's funny because it was me, a Chinese guy, a Jew, a Haitian man, a Pakistani, an Albanian, all dance to Indian music.
Wow.
Like we were just, I never heard that song before, but that song is permanently stuck. Tunak Tunak.
You know the song? You know the name of the song?
Tunak Tunak, man. That song stuck in my head because that day, I realized something about, like, we danced all night. I came in with a light blue shirt. By the time I was done, it was dark. It was black. Fucking pair of black. It was like fucking lit. No alcohol, no weed,
Yeah.
just vibes.
Just
right?
vibes, yeah. it's
And
good
I
times.
came out and I'm like, yo, you guys want to come to Times Square with me? Fucking like, why not? Right? I had a car back then. Like they all squeezed into my car, and some of these people are big. Like one of them was like 6'9", 300 pounds. Like as soon as he sat in the car,
Ooh,
shook.
Oh, nah.
I'm like, damn, you fat as fuck, but get your ass in. Like 12 midnight, no 1 2 a.m. We were at Times Square, like just vibing. Like I don't remember what we did in Times Square, but I was like,
Yeah.
I took my shirt off because it got too damn hot. I was walking around like,
Oh, summertime, nice.
yeah, it was fucking beautiful. And you know, my boy, it was fucking funny. On the drive home, I was driving them. I have to drive them home. It's late. I'm driving them home. One guy
Yeah.
he pulled down the window, and he started screaming where he's from.
What? Like,
He's like, he just pulled down the window. It's like random people, like random white people. Like
yeah.
Lahore, Punjab, Karachi, Pakistan.
Oh, shit.
And me, I have no
Savage.
idea what the fuck's going on. I'm like, yo, keep going, bro. And turns out that's just where he's from.
Oh, okay.
But like that night, I realized like a principle of mine. Like one of my fundamental philosophies is that I work hard and I play hard.
Okay.
Like I was physically exhausted. Like when I went to bed that night, I had the best sleep of my life.
Could imagine, bro.
Yeah. The second moment that comes to mind is my solo trip to London.
Oh, you went to London?
Yeah, I went to London by myself.
When was this?
Like November?
This November 2022?
Yeah, last year, November.
What?
Yeah, it's hella expensive. Just as expensive as New York. I didn't expect to spend, I'll be frank, I didn't expect to spend the amount of money I've spent. I came with a budget, I blew that budget like 3 times.
Wait, oh, no, you went to Florida also, right?
Yeah, I went to Miami.
You went to Miami.
Solo trip Miami.
Solo trip to Miami as
Yeah,
well, right?
Solo trips give you so much confidence.
Damn, bro.
Oh
now
yeah,
you right.
Miami too. I forgot. Yeah. So I
Oh,
went to
shit.
London, right? I was trying to find a club.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The one thing I don't like about London clubs is that you have to know somebody. Like you have to know somebody. You have to be on the list. And me, I'm like, I'm a fucking tourist. I don't-
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's weird.
No, just not anybody can go in?
Yeah, I was in the main that's essentially the Times Square equivalent of London. I forgot it's like something Tiananmen Square. No, that's in China. Something Square.
Yeah, okay,
Right.
okay.
And I was just fucking trying to find a club to go to. Right. Eventually, I met these group of coworkers. It's fucking funny. It started because I was talking to this Irish guy. I'm like, bro, I'm about to go home. It is cold. I've been to like 5 clubs, like waiting for the queue just to get like kicked out. I'm like, I'm about to be done. Let's go home and sleep. He's like, in his super heavy Irish accent. I was like laughing my ass off just because he had a funny ass
Yeah,
accent.
okay,
He's
man.
like, hey, bro, just come along with us.
Hey,
So we
bro,
started
yeah.
we started with a group of 12 people, right? And these people all from like they just came from like some I think from a Easter party. No, like a New Year's party, like some Christmas, like some kind of party, work
Okay.
party. And I was just with them, right? Just to chill. And we eventually ended up at this salsa club, and I was like, as soon as I got, I'm like, fuck, yeah, it's been a long night. I'm gonna take a couple shots. I'm gonna start dancing. Spend the entirety of the night dancing salsa with some random girl who I've never met.
Oh, salsa club. Oh, I thought you said salsa.
Salsa, like
Salsa.
salsa.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Salsa.
Salsa.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
the entire
okay,
night just
okay.
dancing
Oh,
salsa.
shit.
And this one guy, he's like fucking legend. Like he just kept on calling me like fucking legend. I'm like, that's what's up, bro.
That's what I'm talking about.
I forgot his name. I forgot I just remember he looked like Patrick, but fatter.
Oh, it's it.
He was Polish too. It was fucking weird. But honestly, like that night, I'm like, I'm not gonna ever see any of these motherfuckers ever again in my
Yeah.
life. I'm gonna enjoy my night, right? It's moments like these, like when I just it goes back to what you were saying. When I stop caring about what everybody thinks and just enjoy the moment, that's when life becomes phenomenal.
Right.
Like even in Miami, like I would ditch my group just to drink by myself and chill. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, you guys are fucking boring. I'm out. I'd rather be the bottom by myself.
That's so true, bro. You find yourself like sometimes just being like, just leaving because like you don't feel it because like you don't feel the vibes is there and you just go through your own thing. You feel like you got a better vibe just by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like,
I know what you mean.
dude, I went to a club in Miami with 6 women.
What?
I'll be frank. That's not as fun as you think it is.
Nah.
Bro, it was so being the only man. Like I have this weird need to make sure they all safe, relatively
Okay.
speaking.
I mean, yeah.
Bro, there was this one girl. She was 5'11", and she was a how do I say this nicely? I can't say this nicely. I can say this nicely. She was very flirtatious with everybody.
Okay.
That's
Like very friendly with everybody.
very
right?
friendly with everybody. That's the nicest way I can say it. Like,
Yeah.
but she was also super intoxicated. Like me, like you probably seen it on Instagram. She was sitting on my lap, and I was like, "Can I get a yer?" And like I got the whole table like
What?
yer. And I'll be frank, most of these people are Europeans.
Yeah. Oh,
They have no idea what the
shit.
fuck I'm saying.
Nah, he was getting lit.
Nah, I came to the hostel with like a bottle of fucking vodka, and back then I was 20 years old. It's like I don't know how I got alcohol. Like I lost my fake ID day one.
Oh man.
I had a bottle of vodka, and I was like fucking lit. Like I saw everybody. I'm like, yo, what's up? Everybody's like, ah.
Damn.
And then somehow, there was fucking 6 women and me, and we were walking to the club, and strangely, like enough, there's a dress code in some clubs. Like my thing is when I'm
Ooh,
on
no, right?
vacation, I don't want to wear a shirt, so I
Yeah.
have this like button down, but like just open and like shorts, and slippers because I'm on vacation, bro. I'm not gonna look. I don't want to like put on a suit or anything. I want to look, comfortable.
Yeah, you relaxing. It's time to relax.
Yeah.
You know.
So we
let
started
loose.
walking to another club, and this
Oh, they didn't let you in.
no, so yeah, they did. So we went to another club in Windsmere, the Williamsburg equivalent of Miami.
Oh.
So this woman, man, like she was wearing high heels. She didn't need to. She was tall already, and she like fucked up her foot. She's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm like, get on my back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, just fucking get on my back. Like it's like at this point, like the alcohol is wearing down. I'm starting to get more annoyed than I am having fun.
Yeah.
Like, just get on my back. Like, and I started carrying her, lanky. The thing is, it was more annoying because she was long. She wasn't even that heavy. She was like probably like 160, 180, but she was just long.
Long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's,
I
like,
know. It's like
awkward.
hard to get a grip. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah. Oh.
But like every time, like we stopped, she would flirt everybody. I remember one time, like once we stopped, I put it down for a little bit to adjust myself. Like she stopped. She literally first car that came, she started flirting with them, and then like I somehow became the dad of the group, the mom of the group. There's always one that becomes the mom, always one that becomes the mom. Of the group tells me, he's like, yeah, just go fetch her. I'm like, fucking Christ. I'm on vacation. I don't want to be babysitting. So I'm like, oh, come on, let's go. And then like she was talking, like she was drinking Hennessy from like some random guys. I'm like, yo, give me a shot too.
Oh, okay. I mean, at least it was like from the bottle or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, straight from the bottle, like lips
Okay.
touching the bottle and everything. Strangers. I'm like, I don't like at that point. COVID was out of all our minds.
Fuck it then.
We got to the club, right, and then we saw the line. The line was like down the fucking block.
Damn.
And we're like, mind you, we just walked 2 miles, right? So everybody's like, nah, fuck that. And then the flirtations one. I guess she been to a lot of clubs. She's like, yo, slip him some money. Right, so I approach him, like, I try to give him a 20. He's like, nah, fam. Like, if it's not 100, I won't, like, let you look at it. I'm like, fuck it. Just take this.
What?
I didn't want to wait in that
shit.
bullshit-ass line.
I mean, yeah, time is money.
Yeah, we got in.
See, I skipped the line.
Yeah, we skipped the line.
Oh,
Slip amounts of money, bro.
No, yes.
Money-
You know, yeah.
Money
it always
talks,
works like
bullshit
that.
walks. We
Hell
skipped the line. We got in. Right, she started twerking on me. The flirtatious one. And she came up to me. She's like she literally like it was funny because like the height difference was funny. Like she fucking came up to me. She went like, I want to fuck right now. I looked at him like, no.
Stop.
After all that bullshit, no. Dude, dead ass. Like, I put her down to put her shoes on. She cut her foot within 2 seconds.
I knew it. I was gonna say that. No, the one reason they don't allow slippers in the club is because there could be a lot of glasses. You know, there's a lot of I guess you say silverware,
Yeah,
all
like-
that shit, bottles and shit on the floor, and if you know that could be dangerous. You cut your foot badly, shit, nigga.
But I looked at her. I'm like, are you dead ass? Like,
Then she fucked up her foot. Then
yeah, like I
I thought she was
look-
wearing high heels.
No, I
She took them off.
I was carrying her, right? When I put her down as we were about to go to the club, before I gave that bounce the money or anything, I got in the corner.
Oh, outside.
Yeah,
Oh.
she cut her foot. I'm like, God damn, fucking damn. Like,
Ah,
I was so irritated for her.
so clumsy. Should have smacked her right there.
There's sex appeal and grace. Like like if you're graceful, it's very sexy. If you're graceful, if you carry yourself a certain
Like
way,
what do you mean?
like not be a retarded drunk or not get like stupid drunk. Like when you're drunk as well, you won't notice this. But when you're sober, you see like a super drunk girl. Like even if she's like super hot and she's super flirtatious, like you don't
You don't fuck with her.
I don't fuck with it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's
Like,
like-
they're just sloppy drunk. It's like, you know, get yourself together first.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know?
you're very attractive, but like you just fucking ruin
It's
it
a
for
turn
yourself.
off. Yeah. I know what you
Like
mean.
at one point, like, I just want to make sure you get home safe. That's my only intention.
You start feeling bad for the person still getting attracted.
Yeah, but
type
then
of thing.
afterwards
After.
you're like, that's on them. That's none of my business.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's what I learned in Miami. But as we got to the club, she literally the first cute guy she saw, she was dancing, like twerking on him, and she went home. She like pretty much. I met up with her after the whole ass though. She told me like she fucked him in the car,
Stop.
and I'm not even surprised.
Not the car.
Yeah, like the first guy she meets, she like starts dancing. I'm like, probably like same thing. I told she went up to him. It's like, yo, let's fuck, and he probably just took him away. He probably took her away.
She was drunk?
Yeah, she was fucking pissed drunk.
She was drunk as fuck.
Yeah. And then two of the other girls, they got in for like, I guess it was one of their first clubs. They got in for like 10 minutes and they left. They called Uber. I'm like, are you, what? All that effort, you're going to dip? And then the other two girls I was with, like, they were okay, but I ditched them. I'm like, yeah, do, I'm just going to dance. Spent the whole night, I think it was a reggaeton club.
Nice.
I was
So
just-
you getting lit.
I was just dancing with random people. I'm like, fuck, it's been a long ass night.
You
Let me
getting
blow
lit
up some
then.
steam.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, literally, a guy approached me. I was just dancing. A guy approached me. He's like, "Give me some dabs." He's like, "Yo, it's her birthday." Yo, I'm like, "Have some drinks." I'm like, "Hey, say less. I ain't gonna say
Hey,
no to
let's
drinks." Yeah,
get
that
it.
shit was lit.
Yeah.
Nah,
That's a fact, bro.
but on the way back, bro, I'm not. I'll never forget that night. Like that night also makes me like less inclined to go to clubs because it's like it's enjoyable in the moment.
I
But
know
once
what
the
you mean.
alcohol wears off, it's like fuck.
What did I just do? Or like,
Bro, like on the
Damn.
way back, like we had two of us. It was three of us. We went from like 7 to 3.
yeah.
So one of us was she was a particular person. She had this weird philosophy of not drinking. I'm not drinking that hard, which I respect. That's very respectable,
yeah.
and that's honestly smart.
That is smart. That is definitely smart.
Other person probably she wasn't like blackout drunk.
Like, let's say from 1 to a 10, 10 is they
is
can't
black
walk
out.
home. Yeah.
and one is like sober.
Yeah.
It's like solid 6, 7.
So they could still manage
They can
themselves.
still manage themselves,
Okay.
but she was a loud drunk.
Okay,
And she
yeah.
also
The
had-
people get drunk. Yeah, when
she
they get
also-
drunk, they get different.
She also had high heels on, and we like it was like 4 in the morning. The club closed down, so like we couldn't dance anymore, right? So like we were all getting kicked out. So there's a big influx of Uber, like Uber traffic jam,
Oh man.
right? And one of them ordered the Uber. I'm like, how far is it? She's like, it's like 2 blocks away, right? But mind you, like these are 2 long blocks, and on our block, there's like pretty much traffic jam.
Yeah, right.
Right. It
So
was
when
like-
everybody trying to get picked up at the same time. Yeah.
So at one point, I'm like, the Uber's not gonna make it. right? Like there's like dirty Uber we call that canceling on us. Like it's not gonna. We gotta walk to them. Like call them, tell them we're gonna walk to them.
Right.
She's
Good
the sober
point.
one. She's the mother of the group. She's the one that
Oh.
made me like very relatively responsible. For me, I was like, if you're gonna fuck around people, just bye. I don't. Man, not my responsibility. I ain't your father. I ain't your dad.
Yeah.
I carried the other girl on my hand, on my arms, fucking 2 blocks. That's not the problem. The problem was not carrying her. The problem was like she was screaming in my fucking ear. Like
What?
she was just like every time there's like something like kind of lit, like something that's like, how do I say, engaging. She would engage in it. I'm like carrying her, and she's like someone played Peppers. I also like enjoy Peppers.
Yeah.
And she was like started like yelling in my ear like Peppa.
Good.
Gotcha. Like Peppa. I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna drop you if you keep doing this. Like I'm like, fucking Christ. But on the way there, which is pretty nice, guys are wholesome. Guys are like, what a true gentleman he is. In the back of my mind, like, I'm about to drop this woman. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't. I just
Nah,
met
yeah,
this. I
that's
just
a
met
fact.
this person. I want to go home and sleep.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But yeah, like moments like those, I would say it boosts my confidence. Like
Boost your confidence.
I've
You gotta
never
experience that.
never met those people again.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't forgot all their names. Forgot what most of them look like. But it's just that moment, like, just stop caring about what other people say. Just live life.
Exactly. You just live life to whatever you think is good for you. What's
Yeah.
fun for you. It's like at the end of the day, it's all about you. Like what you think is good for you and what you want to do it. Because most of the people, they get limited because they don't do it since they're worried about what other people think, you know?
Yeah. I think that day, the most important lesson I learned is that if I'm ever going to the club, it has to be the right people.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's another big pointer. Depending on who you go with, it really sets off the night.
It does.
Because you can go with 2 different people at the same exact place, same exact vibe, and it'll be different. It'll be
Yeah,
completely
bro.
different. Bro.
Like, I realized I just want, like, people like me.
yeah.
It's like people like me. Like, they have a good
yeah.
time. They know how to handle themselves accordingly.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'll be frank. When I first started, like, this drinking culture in college, I was the sloppy one. I'll be frank. But once I got my discipline together, I was like, you know, okay, it's not sexy to be sloppy.
Right.
It's not sexy to black out every time.
No, yeah.
It's like you see videos of yourself black, like where you're blacked out.
Yeah.
You look back to like, God damn it, like I don't remember.
Feel
this.
embarrassed, right? Secondhand embarrassment.
First-hand embarrassment. That is you,
Right.
bro. My fucking roommate, he put a fucking breadstick in my mouth while I was like blacked out, drunk, like bouncing around the bed. And I saw the video. I'm like,
God damn.
I'm retarded over here. Like I don't remember how this happened. Apparently, I'm not gonna say this on camera. No, I'm not gonna say this on camera. Nah, I've done. I did some.
yeah.
Let's just say, you know, I can say this part. I actually dropped a ladder on my friend's roommate
God damn.
who was I was drinking with. He's
You're
in
getting
college.
crazy,
He
man.
was vodka. I was tequila, and he had a room with like a triple. So like 3 people live in that room, and one. So the way it works is like 2 bunk beds,
Yeah.
and one of the bunk beds has like a fucking bunk bed on top, couch. I mean, not couch, desk, bunk bed, and ladder to get to the south bunk bed. So
Ooh, fire.
apparently, I took the ladder and dropped it on one of his roommates.
God damn.
Thank God he wasn't hurt. But like I'm like, damn. Next day I'm like, I'm so sorry, bro. I don't remember any of that. And he looked at me with like the most like fucking like daggers, like, you're not drinking in my room again. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
perfectly understandable. That was on me. I was an asshole.
But all right, bro. God was like,
But
if you would give one piece of advice to anybody trying to develop their confidence, what would it be?
I forgot we were talking about confidence. I was talking about partying.
I mean that you said that helped you build your confidence also, and it does, because as I see it as this, I see it as a way of building you up your experience, and the more experience you have, I would say more confidence. Like I feel like it's almost like a game. Like you get to such a level, you have to prestige, then you start over, and then you prestige. But then like as you prestige, and it's like
Yeah.
different achievements, and you know to reach this level of prestige, you gotta have certain experiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to reach master prestige, you gotta go through all the other.
Oh,
yeah.
now master prestige is you the man, like you the top G, like
Yeah.
you him. Like,
But the process, like, there's so many. You gotta go
Exactly.
back, restart, go back, restart.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. You know what? I would say experience.
Experience.
That's the only way you can like
Experience.
boost your confidence. Like go outside, go
Go
meet
outside.
people, do
Yeah.
stupid shit. To a degree. I'm
Don't
not
get
s-
arrested.
Yeah, don't get arrested too many times.
Too many times. Go.
But like, live life, man. Like, but live life to a certain level of principle. Like, don't just
Yeah.
live life mindlessly, right? Live life with purpose. Live life based on your purpose, your intentions. Think of like your long-term goals, and think about in every situation will that benefit you in the long term. And then the next moment, live in the moment. Forget about that. You gotta learn to plan forward and live in moments.
Live the moment.
Live in the moment. I would say that.
The balance. Have
There's-
a balance
yeah,
of it,
there's a
right?
balance, yeah. You can't just be all work and no play. That's called burnout,
Right.
right? You can't be all play with no work. That's just irresponsible.
That's just fooling around.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I would say that like there's a direct correlation between the amount of grinding you've been doing and the amount of confidence you have. So if you grinded to a certain amount, you're gonna have a certain level of confidence. I feel like the most confident people are the people that have put in the most amount of work, I would say. And the people that don't have much confidence is because they haven't put in the work that they know they've supposed to have been doing. They just haven't got to it for whatever reason. So that's my piece of advice too. If you want to build your confidence, start putting in that work and then start experiencing new things, start getting those achievements up, building those XP points, and eventually you're going to get to a point where you feel confident about everything about you. You feel confident in your own skin. And that's a fact.
Yeah, you're a Pokemon. We all are
Yeah.
Charmanders. If you
Yeah.
want to be a Charizard, you
Exactly.
gotta level up.
You know that. You got to go through all of it, bro.
But yeah, on that note, that's the end of this episode. And we'll see you next week. I think I'm gonna do this weekly.
Yeah, for
Given
sure.
given if I have time.
Good work, my bro.
Yeah, we gotta go out.
Yo, bro, my son right here, bro. Leave me hanging.
My fault, I didn't see you.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, to be honest, like, I've gone out like too much, I would say.
I stopped.